Both. At least let me start with you. Trump and his advisors have promised a more polished, more poised, more presidential Trump. Did he sound like that to you today?
Definitely, and I think that that's really what we've seen over the last 2 weeks, that Donald Trump has the ability to change, and he's growing as a candidate, and he's actually listening to the new senior advisors that he's brought in, and I think it's been remarkable just because, it shows discipline that we never really have seen previously from Donald Trump, and it should be incredibly intimidating to Hillary Clinton, because a disciplined Donald Trump is certainly a dangerous one to her candidacy.
Another one of the things he talked about, Elise, he says he's willing to amend the GOP platform on abortion and include exceptions for rape, incest, and the life of the mother. How do you think that's going to play? Is that feasible?
Well, I think that he, at this point, feels pretty comfortable about his position as the front runner and about locking down the nomination. He's already pivoting towards the general. He really didn't wade into it as much as previously, certainly his damaging interview with Chris Matthews, where he said that women who get abortion should be punished. He didn't say that he would allow a blanket exception for abortion for the judgment of the health of the mother. So I think that he kind of navigated that somewhat deftly this morning even.
And Casey, you're at the RNC meeting in Florida. When you hear Donald Trump say over and over again that both Cruz and Kasich have no path to the nomination, and give the rules of the delegate count, how true is that?
Well, Jose, Trump has a couple of challenges here with this particular group. He does, to a certain extent, have to make that inevitability argument. And I have to tell you that some of the people in the halls here at this meeting are starting to buy that. There's definitely some people who are saying privately behind their hands, you know what, this thing is over. But he needs to convince more people that that's the case. And you've started to see him do that more forcefully. He also has to convince people that he is a plausible president. And I think you've seen this new team that he's brought in focus a lot on that. And that is the major hurdle for a lot of these people here at the RNC meeting. If you think about what any normal year would be like, if somebody was winning primaries by these kinds of margins and was this far ahead in the delegate count, you would definitely have people, more people who would be saying, look, you know what, it's time to unify. In many cases, this is starting to go on the Democratic side already, for example, and it's happened in past Republican years. But there is deep concern about what a Donald Trump would do to the party and also to many of the other Republicans who are running in down ballot races. The Republican Party cares a lot about hanging on to the House and hanging on to the Senate. And so that's why Donald Trump's team is down here in force, why they're going to, give this presentation to members later today to really convince people here that not only is Donald Trump the front runner, but he's somebody who, can lead the party forward and is capable of beating Hillary Clinton.
So, Casey, finally the Trump organization is going into, for example, meetings like that, prepared, because it seems like in the past, especially on the delegate hunt situation, he's been caught kind of flat-footed.
In many ways, he just hasn't been present. And I think that, the shift, we've talked a lot about his campaign sort of reorganization, restructuring, and what it means or doesn't mean. I think in a context like this one, like this meeting, where you're talking to people who are going to be physically putting the convention together, that's where you're seeing the most evidence of this changing. So, there's a couple different fronts. He's got to win the primaries. He's also got to win those delegates, places like Pennsylvania, of course, where those delegates are unbound and have to be, convinced that Trump's the one that they should get behind. But also the people here who are deciding, how this convention is going to go down, whether they want it to be easier or harder for the convention to be open. All of that matters at this point.
Casey Hunt and Elise Jordan, thank you both for being with me. It's good seeing you both.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.